So I constantly get bombarded with what is my favorite exercise? And I think it's so contextually driven, but outside of the basic things like running, walking, stuff like that, the normal things that you should do on a daily basis, if you could only do 3 exercises for the rest of your life, nothing else outside of normal movement stuff, what would they be? Mobility stuff off the table.
I would do incline dumbbell press.
Okay.
I would do weighted chin-ups, so palms towards you, Dorian Yates style.
Okay.
And I would do safety bar back squat.
Okay. Elaborate. What's with those movements?
That incline dumbbell press, especially like after going out and training with Mike Israetel and some of the movements and seeing how strong some of those dudes are, and by the time under tension, that pause at the bottom, like you can really get creative with that exercise.
Yeah.
And everybody neglects incline because you're naturally weak at it, so why not just focus on a weak point anyway? Like everybody wants a bigger upper chest.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel like it puts my shoulders in a safer position than flat dumbbell. I feel like I can't cheat it as much, so I'm naturally weaker at incline dumbbell, so I would pick incline dumbbell. Just because I feel like I can really get creative with the movement patterns.
Okay.
The pausing, the tempo, all that kind of stuff. Weighted chin-ups, just because really good bicep isolation. The more and more I'm seeing now, it seems like there's a big school of thought on pull-ups versus chin-ups and lat development, the full stretch, and I figured I would just argue and say weighted, because even if it's not, you'll get big biceps, knocks out a back, you got to have a posterior chain component, and then safety barbell squats, because in reality, I have 2 arms, I have 2 hands. So for me to be able to put my hands on something assisted, I feel like I can load that weight so much more. I can get crafty and creative. I can spend time at the bottom of the hole, really, really build some connection to it, and really trying to develop, lower body power. It's like I'd pick like a leg extension, then I don't get any hamstring development and that. But I mean, something about having to balance weight on your back, control the descent, power out of the floor. I don't know. For me, in my reality, I've always had use of my hands. So for me, the safety aspect, like I feel like I have a lot more confidence when I can just have my hands fixed on something. I'm not really generating a lot of force, but just enough when I need it. I can push the limits further if I'm in that safety bar configuration. For me,
I think I'd go. I'm going to sound like such a meathead. I'd go bench press. I would go chin-ups as well. Weighted chin-ups. And if I had to choose, it would either be, it might be a walking lunge. Bench press, because it's my favorite exercise. And I think that's something people often like, what's best for me? What's best? What do you want, enjoy doing? I look forward to bench pressing.
yes,
When someone's like, hey man, let's bench today.
done.
I just did chest yesterday. I can still bench. I can still get some movement in.
Plenty of room in the tank.
Yeah. And there's something about just grabbing a bar that I just like.
Yeah.
And I think people often forget, like you just said with the incline, like your variety doesn't have to be new exercises all the time. It can just be changing the variables of the movement, changing the tempo, using bands. We don't have chains here, but you could use chains. You could shorten your range of motion with the board press. You could bring your hands in, do close grip. You could slow your tempo down, increase your reps. Like it can be a completely different exercise, but be the same exact exercise.
Yep.
Chin-ups, I don't think there's that's the best. Like from a pulling standpoint, shoulder health, your arms up overhead, you can dangle, you can progressively load it with your weight. If you're holding something between your feet, you can involve your core, because now you're maybe holding it in front of you, lifting your legs up, bending your knees. And then the walking lunge, I thought about the back squat, which I think is great. And then I was like, man, maybe I should choose sled, because I really love a sled push, but that's concentric only, whereas a walking lunge, I kind of get hips, I get quads, I get a little bit of hamstring, bending my knee, but obviously it's not a primary mover. But those, damn. Then maybe do I choose deadlift?
Nah.
And there's a part of me that I almost said bicep curls,
You wouldn't have been wrong.
because it's something that you should enjoy doing it, man.
I do and love. I love a bicep curl.
Yeah.
I do.
There's just, and if you've ever been in a gym and someone like, hey man, what are we doing today? The second someone utters the word biceps, arms, I'm good.
Yeah.
All my soreness goes away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you ready to push? Oh, brother, let's go. Oh, get some NO explode. Oh, yeah. We're about to kick it back 2007.
And if there's any coaches out there, you ever want to increase the morale of your clients, of your friends, of your people? How many times, well, I mean, we follow the GBRS performance program, obviously, but how many Wednesdays have we had where it's like everyone's just kind of down, kind of tired, kind of stressed? You guys got range day on Wednesday, every Wednesday. And it's like, look around the room, touch our movement prep, touch a couple med ball slams. Let's get 3 or 4 sets of arms in.
Done. Everybody perks up like, who's going on what? The whole gym just divided.
As a coach, I'm like, is it that easy? Everything that goes on in my head, everything I've learned in college and studying and research articles, and it's like, man, is it that simple?
I'm the exact same way. Like, we'll be done at the end of it, and we got a little bit of time. Some guys are lagging behind on whatever day, and you're like, let me get some grip in. Say no more. Here we go.
It's almost like arms and grip work is the desserts.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been to a restaurant, like, man, I'm so full, and then you see that menu come over and be like, ooh, that creme brulee.
Oh, we got another room for one more set, baby.
Wait. Y'all have a Bananas Foster's cheesecake? Oh man, I don't know if I can pass that up.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, you're like, hey, we're done for the session. Yeah, let's lift. Let's go for a walk. Hey, y'all want to get 2 biceps in? Yep.
Yeah, we got time.
I thought you were. Yeah, we got time. I always have time. There's always room for arms.
Mm-hmm. Always make time.
So that's hard. But then I'd probably have to leave that out because it's such an isolated movement. But you would get arms from the chin-ups. Mm-hmm. And that's good enough for me. And I can get some triceps, shoulders, accessory from the bench press. Yeah, I would go with those 3. But it would be hard to pass up on the back squat because of the spinal load, which I love that setup. And it's safe, and I feel good. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I can do it forever because I'm not worried about holding the bar. I can kind of keep my hands up in front of me. I mean, you could do that exercise for the rest of your life.
I plan on it.
Yeah. I'll give you one more. Add one more. Better question. You can only use one implement for the rest of your life. Implement being a bar, dumbbells, kettlebell, med ball. You can only have one. What are you choosing?
Dumbbell.
Dumbbell?
Yeah.
Why?
Got to have grip strength to hold it. I mean, like, realistically speaking, if you had an incline bench that went to a flat bench and you had a set of 100-pound dumbbells, you could work out for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Step ups, bent over rows. I mean, you could do anything.
If the way we approach training as well, it's kind of built around that concept of patterns, not exercises. So every single thing we do in the gym can be replicated with a dumbbell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything we've done with dumbbells. Everything. From goblet squats to walking lunges, weighted lunges, farmer's carries, suitcase carries, dumbbell bench press, incline, bent over rows, bicep curls, jumping squats, everything.
It would have to be dumbbells. I wanted to pick barbell.
So did I.
I wanted to pick
like,
that.
Man,
That's
you
why I
have a rack. No, you don't have a bench.
Yeah.
I can do floor presses with dumbbells. We've done those. Skull crushers on the floor. I mean, you can do the whole thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I said that and you said dumbbell, I was hoping to like give you shit about it because I thought barbell was the right answer.
No. I'm used to training with less.
I would have to go with the dumbbells.
Yeah, dumbbells for sure.
You could only choose one weight for a dumbbell. You only got a pair. You got one pair of dumbbells in your garage.
For the rest of my life?
For the rest of your life.
But where I'm at right now, currently.
Right now.
No other contraptions, no harnesses,
You
no
have
anything
nothing.
else. For where I'm at right now, I'd probably go with 80s or 90s.
Okay.
And I'd just increase the reps. I'd just go with volume. My mind says I want to go hundreds, but there's several exercises where I wouldn't be able to maximize the potential in the hundreds right now.
Yeah.
I'd be there, but if I only had 80s, I'd just increase the volume. And I'd just push more. I feel like I can maximize 80s better right now than I could the hundreds, just for everything.
That was kind of a loaded question because you remember in the old gym, we
had 70s.
We only had 70s. And we made the most out of those 70s.
Oh, we made ourselves. We used to tie shit to them.
Yes. Yes. Those were good days, my friend.
Yeah, dude.
I often reflect on that. We had 70s and then a random like 40, and then we had adjustable dumbbells that
Didn't
were
work.
broken half the time and falling apart.
We had little 10-pound dumbbells we'd put on there
Yep.
and tie them
Yep.
to make 80-pound
Yep.
dumbbells. Yeah, man. Yeah, we've
Cool.
come a long way.
Definitely.